one of the central claims, that she made a sharp reference to Kitching not having children. Let's bring in Liberal Senator for New South Wales, Holly Hughes. Holly, good to talk to you again. You, of course, deal with these Labor senators in that chamber all the time. You know it's a pretty robust business in politics, but what are your observations about what we've heard here and how it's being dealt with?
Well, Kimberley's was actually my neighbour in Parliament House, so we quite often walked to divisions together and caught up, and in fact we had competitions each year with inflatables outside our office with the most ridiculous snowmen and reindeers and Father Christmases. So I'm just devastated and going to miss her desperately. But the bullying allegations that we're hearing, it was certainly well known throughout the Senate that Senator Kitching was under pressure. It was well known her pre-selection was in jeopardy. It was well known that she had been cut out of particular groups. And it was also well conversed about the allegations with regards to her somehow or other giving Linda Reynolds a tip-off and her having to be coming into estimates inquiries to be particularly firm in questioning towards Linda Reynolds in a way to sort of redeem herself. So anyone who says they weren't aware of the situation that Kimberley is in, or was in, is absolutely having themselves on. And the fact that when she went over to receive that Human Rights Award in London, there was not one press release put out. I haven't been able to find anything from the Labor Party acknowledging this achievement of Kimberley's. It was like she just didn't exist as part of the ALP team. And it was completely obvious what was happening to her. I think the statement that's been put out today by those three senators is in effect claiming that Kimberley is somehow lying because it's being reported widely that she actually made complaints about what was happening, that she had sent text messages to close friends not long before she passed away. So she had made these claims. These claims were part of an external review, as well as claims that she made a complaint to Richard Marles. There's no denying that Kimberley made these complaints, and she made these complaints with regards to these particular senators. I noticed now that Senator Wong has said that she's attending the funeral. Maybe it'd be less hypocritical if she didn't.
Well, she's apparently been in contact with the family, and they've come to that arrangement. So that decision has been made. I want to raise this in another context, because you and I have talked before about how so much vitriol is thrown in public debate and in social media at conservative women, and that feminists on the left never seem to stick up for them or defend them. This treatment of Kimberley Kitching falls into a similar category, because as a very prominent right faction woman in the Labor Party, defending the American alliance, standing up against China on a range of other issues, she is seen as virtually a conservative by the socialist left of the Labor Party, and no one was defending her. And in fact, I just want to show a tweet that you circulated today, where someone showed a photo of some leading feminists who have been advocating for change in public debate, and someone questioned whether or not any of them have spoken out in defence of Kimberley Kitching and wanting an inquiry into these allegations of bullying. And you tweeted, "Excellent question." It is a good point. Are you aware of any of the usual... are you aware that we've heard from any of the leading feminists who have been so quick to call out the coalition and smear them with every allegation in Parliament House, but don't seem to want to get to the bottom of this one?
Well, not only have none of them come out in any sort of defence of what was occurring towards Kimberley, Julia Banks took to Twitter this morning to attack both Nicole Flint and myself. So, you know, these people are extraordinary. Their level of hypocrisy is breathtaking. And anyone who promotes that group of women as somehow being for all women needs to absolutely remove it, because they're not. And they've now proven that not only are they against coalition women, they're against anyone who upsets their Labor mates, who upsets the Labor apple cart. And the behaviour and hiding of Albanese is appalling. I noticed he tweeted back in May last year that under Labor they were going to legislate to make women safe at work. I mean, Kimberley was not safe at work. Maybe if that's what he's talking about, he can call it Kimberley's Law, but he won't even almost acknowledge her name at this point in time as he's hiding.
The hypocrisy.
It is absolutely appalling. There should be an investigation and an inquiry. I mean, look what happened to, Alan Tudge, cleared by Vivian Tom, one of the most rigorous investigators.
He still hasn't got his job. You're right. It's double standards.
Lost his job and
double
not
standards
at work.
again.
But we're going to see those
hypocrisy.
3 Labor senators accused of being mean girls still sitting on the front bench in opposition.
There has to be an inquiry into this. Thanks for joining us, Senator. Thanks for joining us, Senator.
Chris.
I appreciate it. Kimberley Kitching was a good woman, and we're sorry for your loss, and we certainly miss her here too.